Morning Year 3, I hope you're well. It's Mrs Milne here with your next literacy lesson. Oh, here's Bonzo too to say hello. He's been a bit shy this morning because he's had a haircut and I don't think he's that keen on it. Say hello, Bonzo. Today we're going to carry on with our story, Cliffhanger, which we started on Monday. And yesterday you were doing some point and evidence work based on what we'd read so far. So I hope you were able to do that, and thanks for posting your work on Dojo. So today I'm going to carry on reading a little bit more of the story, a little bit more of chapter 2, and then today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on looking at the characters. And our learning objective today is to write a character description. And you're going to be able to choose one of the characters that we've met so far to write a character description about. But before we do that, I am going to read you a little bit more of the story, a bit more of chapter 2. It's on your slides as well, about Tim's first kind of evening at the Adventure Centre. Chapter 2. The first evening at the Adventure Centre was awful. Awful, awful, awful. Well, tea was okay. We had beef burgers and chips and peas. There was tomato sauce on the table. Biscuits and I messed around pretending the tomato sauce was blood. The pretend started to get a bit real, and I stared at the scarlet pool all over my plate and decided I wasn't really hungry anymore. It didn't matter though. Biscuits ate my tea as well as his own. We sat with Giles. Kelly came in and squashed in beside us too. She said hi to me. Giles thought she was my girlfriend. Jake came and talked to us at tea. Jake was our special helper. He was tall and sporty and good looking. All the girls were crazy about him because he looked like some pop star. I thought he might be a bit bossy and big-headed, but he talked to me just like a friend. I didn't want to be in any stupid team, but if I had to be in a team, then I was very glad it was Jake's team, the Tigers. Grrr! That's the Tiger Grand Roar. There were 6 of us, Giles and Biscuits and me and Kelly, and Laura and Leslie. They were the girls in Kelly's bedroom. She said they weren't much fun. They just went whisper, whisper, giggle, giggle. They left Kelly out of things, but she didn't care. Kelly's the sort of girl who doesn't care about anything. She doesn't even mind if people think her a baby. She had this little troll doll with purple hair. Kelly made the little troll talk in a tiny voice. I often made Walter Bear talk to me. His voice is quite growly, but friendly. I wished and wished I had Walter with me at the Adventure Centre. The Tigers had to help clear up after tea. We were on kitchen duties. We all moaned because we had to clear up. We all moaned because we got lumbered. The lions didn't have to clear up, or the panthers, or the cheetahs. Kelly said she wanted to be a cheetah, and then she could cheat. Biscuit said he wanted to be a lion, and then he could lie. So I said I wanted to be a panther, so I could pant. And I made funny panting noises. Biscuits laughed and started panting too. So did Kelly, and even Giles joined in. Laura and Leslie thought we'd all gone nuts. I started to wonder if it might be fun to be on an adventure holiday. But then we all had to go outside and play these terrible games. I hate games at school. I hate games in the garden at home. I hate games on the beach on holiday. I knew I would hate games here. We were all made up with face paints to look like tigers, orange with black stripes, or lions, yellow, or panthers, black, or cheetahs, beige with black spots. Laura and Leslie mucked about with the face paints, making themselves look like grown-up ladies. Giles made a fuss at first, saying he didn't want his face painting because it was stupid and sissy. I didn't mind having my face painted, though it tickled a bit. But I minded terribly when Jake and Sally and the others started setting up posts and handing out balls and bats. It was a new game, triangles, a bit like rounders. We play rounders at school. I hate it. I'm useless. I can't catch, I said privately to Biscuits. I can't flipping run, said Biscuits. I can run, I can catch, said Kelly. She wanted to be the bowler, and so did Giles. So there was an argument. Jake said he was the bowler. They had to be fielders, and he picked Laura and Leslie and me to man the posts. Laura and Leslie giggled. Woman the posts, they said. I didn't say anything at all at first. I was just too worried, especially when Jake told me to be on first post. I swallowed hard. Excuse me, Jake, I squeaked. Yes, Tim. I don't want to be the first post. Why's that, Tim? Why's that, Tim? Said Jake. I can't catch, I explained. Well, just do your best, said Jakes. Giles was sighing and looking impatient. I'd better be the first post, he said. No, we'll give Tim a go, said Jake. We're going to keep changing round anyway. Come on, let's get cracking. Jake bowled to the first line batter. They gave it a tap and then started running. Laura grabbed the ball and threw it to me. Here, Tim, catch, she shouted. I tried. I really did. Dad always yells at me to watch the ball. I watched it go sailing past my cupped hands. He's missed it, Giles yelled. Tim, said Laura. Tim, said Leslie. Tim, said Kelly. Never mind, Tim, said Jake. Next time, eh? I hoped and hoped and hoped I might do better next time. I didn't. Or the next time, or the next, or the next, or the next. It was so awful. No one else was as useless as me. Biscuits couldn't run very fast, but at all, but he was good at catching and he could hit hard too. I couldn't hit hard when it was our turn to bat. I couldn't hit the ball at all. I was the worst at games. They all started shouting at me, teasing me, saying stuff. Oh dear. Sounds like Tim's first games at the Adventure Centre have not quite gone so well for him. So we found out quite a lot about the characters so far from the story, and we're going to use what we know about them today to write a character profile about our characters. You are going to be able to choose one of the characters that we've looked at so far. I think we know quite a lot about Tim, so you might decide to choose Tim to write about. You might choose Kelly. Here she is, holding her little troll in her hand. Think about what we've learned about Kelly so far from what we've read. Here's Giles. Giles keeps on saying things to Tim, doesn't he, about him not being very good at catching and things like that. Maybe you decide to write about Giles today. And finally, we've got Biscuits. He's quite a likeable character, isn't he? He seems like he's going to be a really good friend to Tim. I quite like Biscuits. Maybe you'll choose him. So I want you to think about what we've learned about the characters to write a character description. Now on the slides, I've put some ideas about what you might want to include, but you might want to include your own, okay? And you're going to write about one of those characters today. Think about trying to start your sentences in different ways. Use complex sentences. We've done lots of work on that. And because it's a character description, You need to also try to include lots of adjectives in your work today. You might not think about what the character looks like because they've not been described in the text, but there are some pictures for you to use. So you might want to use the pictures to help you with your description. Remember to post your work on Dojo so that we can have a look at it, and we'll carry on with the story tomorrow and maybe find out whether Tim maybe eventually gets to be quite good at games, or whether he shines through in other ways on the adventure holiday. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.